I'm going to start recording. So, well, hello, iPhone. Who are you? Are you here? Well, Jarrah, I was just telling Debbie that I put out those two videos, the one that I did with the corporate, which was the introduction. That's the one I was going to do at the convention. And then I've done one follow-up to show how I put people manually. Oh, that's Jessica Johnson. Very cool. Hey there. How I do the input manually. Um, Now, where was I going with that? But I want everybody to watch those two because there's a lot of information there. And then this is mostly just a Q&A, if you have any questions. And I know Jessica is also, I don't know how much you're using broadcast, but I do know that you have an account. So are you there? Can you tell us what you're doing? Maybe not. Okay.
Looks like she's on mute.
Well, I don't know what else to say, except does anybody have any questions or anything I can clarify or help with?
Yeah, Bill, I think now that you got it recorded, what I want to say is touch on what we talked about right before the recording is that this is an opportunity to build an asset for your business. To build an email list and a text list is a huge asset, but to have a nurturing sequence like we learned at convention of not just connecting but converting those people is really an asset. So it just makes your business more valuable. And so taking time to schedule the connect and convert and nurture. This is an opportunity to do that with other people that are doing it as well. So it makes it more fun.
And if you're just starting out and you only have a few customers or a few consultants, you can do that, connect, convert. What was the other one? Develop. You can do that just like keeping notes, who I've talked to and when I need to talk to them next and that sort of thing. But as your business starts to grow, if you're trying to keep track of all of that manually, it could be absolutely chaotic. And that to me is one of the most important and powerful aspects of an email of a mailing list, and especially text mailing, is that once you get your campaigns built, it's all automatic and you don't have to be stressing out and pulling your hair out over, when do I have to contact which person and all that sort of thing. I absolutely love that about using mailing lists. So
yeah, it's super powerful, super really buys you more time. So that's the important part, is having some extra time to do other things because it's on autopilot. So all right, so Bill, your suggestion, I know there's people that couldn't join because of the short notice, but I know there will be people watching this. We're going to meet next week, and this week watching the introduction video training that you did, and then also the very first one, and then getting their account set up. So starting that process, if we've got that, we're hoping that this training goes hand in glove with the online How to Thrive Online training that's coming next week, because as your business grows and you get people, new eyeballs coming in, you're going to want to nurture those people. So yeah, if you're doing that training, consider doing this one with it. Because in what, 8 short weeks, you can have a pretty phenomenal asset, at least starting. And I know you both have taken time to build your YouTube channels, and they're successful. And I'm so excited to learn from you because I'm finally have my niche of what I want to share with people. So excited, really.
Are you talking about sharing on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
So once again, the place to start that on how to thrive online is where? In the guides. I've got so much training there. That if everybody listened to every video, they probably wouldn't have any questions. Right, Chara? But
Absolutely. I send some of those videos to my people all the time.
okay. But if you start with watching those videos, especially the first one or two guides, that gives all the basics, and then the training that Jeremy and I will be doing on Tuesday evenings will just allow you to ask questions and maybe give you some more ideas and whatever. So
Sweet.
but as far as this with the project broadcast, yeah, if everybody that's interested, listen to those first two videos, the one I did, the introductory one that I did on the corporate Facebook group. And then the second one that will give you more detail about how I do it on a daily basis. And then from there, these Zoom meetings will be just for you to ask questions and be held accountable to the work that you're supposed to be doing to get this done. I think a lot of people are really interested in it, but then they don't have the drive to see it through, I guess. And it's not going to happen in 15 minutes. It's going to take some determination and some time invested, not only to learn the program, but also to actually write your campaigns and start implementing it. So, Debbie, I know that you've been looking at it for a while, and I know you have email autoresponders.
Mhm.
But is there something that was holding you back from starting the texting, or you didn't understand it, or you just didn't have the time, or?
I ended up switching my email provider, and then I was building some other landing pages online, and I had a lot on my plate. But texting, people just feel a little more connected to you with texting.
Right.
And I've known that, but I haven't made the time yet, just because of the other infrastructure changes I had to do with my business.
Sure.
Yeah, so that has been one of my challenges in not starting it is, but I see the value, and I see how important building connection is. And it's such a better way to connect with people, because people, when they go to their email, usually it's packed. I mean, I still think we get a lot of results from email marketing, and especially our sequence follow-up with sequence, we get great results, with customer follow-up. But the process for new consultants, I've tried so many different things, like Infusionsoft, which is very expensive. And so anyway, I just love the simplicity of this, and I love the connection that it creates. So I'm excited to do it now that I'm making time for it.
Good. Well, a lot of people have never done this, and it's going to take them time to write their campaigns and to write each text and that sort of thing. If you're already doing it on email, you presumably already have all of those. You might just have to redo them to squash them down into 1,000 characters, or because you don't have as much room with texting, or possibly do a couple videos and just put them up on YouTube, like I talked about in the initial training. You can do a video, put it on YouTube, make it unlisted if you want, so people can only see it if you send them the link. And then for when you do the text, you just give them a little introductory about what it is, and then give them the link so they can go watch you. I found that to work the best for me. But anyway, you've already got your basic outline of all of the messages that you're already sending out to them. So you're one step ahead of a lot of people that are just starting out.
Well, that's great. Yeah, I see what you're saying, just converting what you have for nurturing sequences into texting. And that suggestion, because I thought it was expensive also, I did a couple tests, like I did a little test run, and I was being way too wordy because it was like, you just used all your credits. So I'm like, oh, well, do I want to invest in this? But now what you're telling me is such a smarter way to get the message across to people. is to make a video.
Well, Tracy Taylor just told me that she tried it for a while and she said she ended up spending hundreds of dollars a month on it. She said, I must be doing something wrong. I said, you must be doing something wrong because I spent $18 or $30 at the most. Come to find out, every time she sent something out, she wasn't a wordsmith. And so she ended up making 3 texts to get her message out. So where I was sending 1 text out, she was sending 3. So of course it was costing her 3 times as much as it did me. And so that's where I found making a video, people rather watch a video than read a long text anyway, so it's just a matter of tweaking the system to get it to work. So now I use the
Yeah.
$18 a month about every other month, and then every other month I have to go up to 30 for a month to bump up my credits a little bit. But about 30 is all that I spend most of the time at a max, so.
That's great to know, because yeah, I think I had it well over 100 or 150, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to have this kind of expense right now. So
Right.
yeah, there's better ways to do it. That's great to know. That's one great tip. There's so many more.
Anybody else have any questions or any ideas? No, guess not.
Oh.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
yes.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I guess I'm not doing this Zoom thing right. But anyway, so I missed the beginning because I had grandkids coming in and out at the same time. But I guess I did have a question about what you guys used for emails, like what service. 'Cause I know this is about texting,
Right.
but you had mentioned emails.
Yeah, I haven't used it, so that's on you, Debbie.
Okay.
I haven't used email.
I've used them all, I think. I mean, it feels like I've used a lot of different services. Right now I'm using what's called Brevo, Brevo, and the cost is really reasonable and the interface is phenomenal. It's really, really easy to use. It's very similar to MailChimp. I think I'm spending like $30 a month on Brevo, and I have, I think like 16,000 contacts or something like that. So it's been a good service, and I just recently switched because I was using another service, and they went out of business. And it was a decent service. It just wasn't, it was more like a database manager also, but they went out of business. So Brevo does have also autoresponders. Since I'm brand new to it, I'm just setting those up. But you can also use MailChimp. A lot of consultants like to start with MailChimp because I think it's free for the first 2,000 contacts, which is awesome. And the interface is crazy easy to use. So I think MailChimp might be a great place to start. I know Jeff Warnick has training on MailChimp. I think we've done training on, I have trainings on MailChimp as well, but that's a good one. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
I actually experimented with email for a little while, and I tried Aweber. What a nightmare. Aweber is so hard to understand, and their interface is so non-user friendly. I invested a full month into watching all of their tutorial videos, calling them several times. I never was able to get it to work. I was so frustrated. So then I finally canceled the service, and they continued to charge me for another year. And I kept calling, and they kept charging me. It was horrible. I wouldn't ever go near Aweber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying Constant Contact right now, and I couldn't figure out how to import my contacts from the Thrive Life website easily into Constant Contact. Can you easily import into the one that you're using, Debbie?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's very easy. Yeah, they give you a CVS template or a CSV
Okay.
template.
Right.
And you just copy and paste the data into the CVS template. I usually break down, just like Bill does with his texting, I break down customers and then the downline, first level, second and third level. So you just group them, just like Bill does with the texting, just group it on how you want to communicate with your people.
Okay. And what was the name of that again?
It's called Brevo, VO, Brevo.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was formerly called Send in Blue, and they're out of Paris, but I love it. It's super, super easy, and the price is good.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Mhm.
Now you can also import into Project Broadcast. But I only did that once about 2 years ago when I first started, so I don't know how to tell you to do it, but I just watched their tutorials and explained for me how to do it. Once I imported all of my contacts in there, ever since then, I've just kept up on a manual basis every month. If I get, 6 new deliveries, I just input them manually, which only takes me 3.5 minutes per contact to do that. So I haven't had to import anything since then. Well, any other questions?
I just have one comment, if no one else
Okay.
has any questions. One thing Jason Norton said at convention that kind of resonated with me is, you end up becoming like the people you hang around with. So I'm really happy to be hanging around with you guys. Because I really appreciate your successes, and I'm just excited to be around you.
Well, and everybody here was at convention too, so Jara's already well on her way, and Jessica is planning a YouTube channel. She took a 2-week trip to Utah and she videoed a bunch of stuff. She's going to be putting that on her channel. So, Jessica, I see you stepping up and working a lot more since convention, just asking questions and all that kind of stuff. That's exciting to me. And like I said, I saw her in church last night, but like I said, if you need help with any of that, just let me know. So she lives right up the road from us, so that's cool.
Oh,
I don't have many local consultants at all because of YouTube, but I have now 2 here in Florida. Jessica and Lynette Bear, who was at convention and sponsored by Jessica, so they both live locally. That's really neat to me to be able to actually talk to somebody face to face.
that is so nice. And it's nice Jessica and Lynette can work together. It's so great to have a partner
Right.
that you're working with. So, all right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate you. And I think this is going to be fun. Even if we're just recapping that the ball's getting pushed forward, I think that would be awesome to keep doing.
Right. So hopefully next week, maybe we'll have a little bit more notice and more people here, and hopefully people will have watched the 2 videos that I put out. So see how it goes.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thanks for your time, everybody.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.